Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by TheLines.com. Coming to you from the West Coast, Josh Lander, joined by Nate Weitzer. He's on the East Coast. We're rolling along. Got 4 playoff games here on Tuesday. This episode, we've got the third game of the night, seeing if the Magic can stay alive down 3-1 in Boston, back to Boston. We'll be taking a look at best bets, some player props in here as well. And we have an episode up for each game of that 4-gamer on Tuesday night. So make sure to subscribe to that channel. Don't miss any of the action. We're bringing you the rest of these playoffs. Nate, let's go ahead and jump right into your look here. The first way you want to start off these C's and Magic.
Yeah, let's try one more time here. Franz, Paolo, 25 and 20 points, and the Celtics win the game. It's hit every single game this series, except obviously the one Orlando won, and that was a very close win. So, I mean, this is closing time now. Celtics are almost certainly going to get it done at home. I mean, I'm looking at an alt line of like -4.5, gets you under the key number of 5, and then you're looking at better plus money here. There's different ways to change to how much you want each of these guys to score. As Franz is honestly getting more usage, or I mean, not more usage strictly, but he's getting more like easy opportunities than Paolo, who had a 45% usage rate last game. So do not get me wrong, he is still the leader in usage, but I mean, Paolo's just drawing like the best defender every time. He's drawing more defensive attention, and Franz is able to run with that second unit and get things going in that way. But if you look at just combined, I mean, yeah, we're talking about a 79% combined usage rate for these two in the last two, combining for, and so they're getting these points despite combining to go 40% from the field. Like, they don't even need to be efficient. The Magic have no other options. They're going to play through him. Still likely no Drew Holiday. So I mean, that's a huge boost for Franz in particular. And Paolo, yeah, he's just been on a tear his last 7 playoffs. He's averaging 33 a game. I believe the lowest is 29. And so, I mean, for him to get 25 here in a closeout game, I find it pretty reliable.
Seems like it. Yeah. I mean, it's just a matter of, are they going to keep bringing it and stay close? So he's just going to have to make some shots. But I mean, the volume is there. He's shot horribly in the last game. He just took 32 of them for Paolo. And then, yeah, Franz, like, he's been wildly impressive a lot. It's just, he's not a 3. It's just not good enough from 3. It's really what it comes down to is like the Celtics are like, yeah, it's not we don't respect you, Franz. It's just that 3 is more than 2, and you're going to be capable of 2s most of the time, and we'll leave you 1-on-1. We'll be fine with it, and they've shown that for both of those guys. So let's just keep going back to them. They ain't going to start doubling now. So this is another good look here. Let me go to JB, Jaylen Brown, trying to find a way to play under on the dimes. So I'm going to parlay 2 things for him in this one. He is questionable. I think Drew's like actually just out. He's not even likely to be out. He's not playing in this one. But for JB, he's questionable. He's been questionable for 2 games in a row that he's played 41 minutes for. So I don't know how much I believe in that questionable tag either. So I'm happy to just bet on him here. 15 plus points, under 3 assists. And he's at like 20, 21 and a half on the core line, 19 and a half in some places too. So the 15 plus isn't like awesome, but it's pretty reliable against the Magic and with everybody. 6 for 16 last game, still got there. The boards are nice for him, but the assists are nothing. They're just not really around for him. And a big reason for that is going to be like the last guy on the court is going to be Al Horford. And there's a lot less of JB passing the ball into the corner to Al and a lot more of him just going all the way. So his potential assists in games without Drew Holiday this season, where Jason Tatum is also playing, he's looking at 6 potential assists per game and about 2.5 assists per game in that time frame. If you look at him versus Orlando, he's had a few games without Tatum, really great assist games, because again, Orlando isn't going to double, so that he's going to have the option to pass or shoot on all of his drives, and they are a lot more likely to collapse completely on him when everybody is out, right? When there's nobody there. But when you have Jason Tatum out there with him, well, yeah, then he's really not collapsing. He's the second or third guy to get the ball, so that he's in a position to go 1-on-1 on the wing. And like, if you watch Jaylen Brown at all, he's not passing at that point. So that's why with JT against this team this season, he's played 4 games. He has 2.5 assists in these games as well. 6.3 potential assists in those situations. He went over one time when he got 6 assists on 5 potentials in game 1 at home with the friendly stat keeper. So as long as none of these Boston fans are sitting at the stat keeper table, we should be completely fine for the under on the dimes here.
Yeah, surprising amount of isolation ball from the 2 Jays, the last couple games. I mean, in Orlando, I don't know if they'll be getting the ball humming a little bit more as we go back to Boston, but Yeah, Jalen's got to be feeling himself in terms of how well he's played as an isolation player here. So, I mean, for him to score and not assist makes sense in that sense as he continues to just kind of cook these dudes who are overworked offensively in terms of Paolo and Franz. And so I'm going back to Franz, 33.5 PRA is the preferred look at this point. I mean, I was looking at 9.5 RA, but that is bumped up everywhere to 10.5, which is still a fine look. But I mean, I think he would be scoring too. Like I said, I mean, he's been getting the total keys to a second unit, staggering their minutes pretty consistently. Is Mosley to try to get one of these two playmakers, and so Franz got some opportunities against Hauser and Peyton Pritchard last game, and with no Drew Holiday, he's going to continue to get a few of those opportunities and just go right to the basket. He's had no problem finishing over Porzingis. So, I mean, even though he's only 5 for 20 from three, right, in these last two, we're talking 42 PRA. We're talking 55% inside the arc as things get more and more difficult for Paolo, who's just seeing more bodies, more tougher defenders, and therefore Franz has had to play through a lot more. I mean, the assists are probably the best thing to isolate here because the last two without Drew Holiday, he's at 7.5 assists per game. He's at 17.5 assist points created and is leading the team in assist to pass ratio by a long shot here. Just not able to guard him one-on-one, are they necessarily? Even when it's Jaylen Brown, like Franz has had some opportunities to break down the defense and find guys. And the rebounds have regressed positively after the first two slow ones. So everything's kind of working for him. And I think he'll be able to fill it up again.
Yeah, the only thing I don't understand for Franz is how does he get so many assists off such few potentials? He always does, especially against the Celtics. He's at 5.2 assists per game on 8 potentials on the season as a whole. In this series, he's at more than 5 assists per game on 7 potentials. So he is running very, very hot. I don't know how he's doing it, but he is. They do need to seem to help. I'm sorry, it's a 6 assists per game in this series. I want to make sure I got that right. On 8 potentials and then 5 total during the regular season on 8 potentials. That's still running super hot, but he's hard to guard one-on-one when he's going to the rim, obviously. And they did end up putting Jaylen Brown on him for most of last game. And that worked great for the Dimes because it definitely needed some help there. And Franz has been really, really awesome going to the rim in general. So love that for another look for him because I agree. I like all of the stats for him. So might just take the PRA. Zinger. Going back to over Kristaps Porzingis over 4.5 points in Q1 here, and you still get that at about flat odds. So loving this for Zinger. Similar look here is what I talk about in the Detroit episode with another guy in the first quarter. There's just guys who they want to get going in the first quarter. There are just also guys who don't really need to be warmed up. They just get on the floor, they start shooting, and they're good to go. I put Kristaps in that category because the way the Celtics treat him in the first quarter is get him going early. Another dude who's at about 4.5 shots per game in the first quarter. We're going to bank on about 8 to 9 minutes for him in the first quarter. They do leave him in there until about the whistle mark starting at about the 4-minute mark, right? So there's usually another minute or so that we can get out there for him. And another dude who's just hit this a gajillion times. He's at about a 67% hit rate. No, he's not he is at a 67% hit rate going over 4.5 points in the first quarter since he came back from the All-Star break. And there's been a few games in there where there was 2 specifically where he had 2 fouls in the first quarter and had to come out before the normal amount of time, about 6 minutes that he played in those quarters. So there's still a lot to like here. I mean, Wendell Carter is a good defender in general for a guy who can step out to the 3-point line like Kristaps. And yet Kristaps is still going to shoot over 6'10.5" Wendell Carter from the foul line for an easy look there. He's shooting over him at 30 feet away, which he's very capable of making, as we know as well. So I have no fear in this one. I just wouldn't really want to take an total game for him because even it's low, by the way, 17.5. But if they do want to end this thing a bit early, get at it, get in, get out, and go home, right, and not mess around with leaving this thing on the table and have to play a game 6 by any means, then I would imagine that Kristaps is doing a lot of work early as well.
Yeah, Porzingis is a big fan favorite. He loves playing to the crowd, firing them up. The Celtics should come out strong here, and he can kind of lean into the fact that he was bloodied up a little bit in Orlando, got into some foul trouble, had some rough games, but probably comes out and comes out hot here in quarter one. So it's definitely a good spot to target that one.
Yeah, I like quarter one for the C's as well. So that's all the time we have for you in this one, though. Definitely make sure to subscribe to that channel. Check out the other 3 episodes we have up for you for the slate here on Tuesday night in the playoffs. Until we see y'all next, happy betting.